Welcome to today's episode of comm-UNITY, a podcast that tells the stories of African giving and generosity. Today we are live at Ndere Center, where we're holding and hosting the 6th edition of the Gathering of Givers. And with me, I have two amazing givers. They're going to tell us their name and their first memory of generosity in their lives separately. So, my guests, you're very welcome.
Thank you so much. My name is Nina Mago, founder of the Purple Bench Initiative. And my fond memory of generosity or giving is actually something that came from someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And what makes it so profound for me is the fact that it wasn't monetary, like we're so much used to receiving.
Yes.
It was an act of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in school
Mm-hmm.
when I had a seizure and one of my friends stayed by me.
Yes.
That act of care has stayed with me for such a long time and has also created the outlook for me to keep giving the same.
Wow. Thank you. That's a beautiful story, Nina. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Anita Mago. I'm also with the Purple Bench Initiative as the program director. My first memories of giving that I vividly remember was with my grandmother when we were little girls, when she used to tell us, share this with the neighbors. Whenever she cooked something out of the ordinary, like chickens, or when she harvested something, she would give it to us to take to the neighbors. Yes. So there was that sharing and giving.
Wow.
And I carried it on.
Yeah. I always, when I try to explain to foreigners, and by foreigners, I mean people that are not aware of or in tune with African customs and culture, I say that for us, food, if you want to know a mean African, they will not share food, even a glass of water, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to know where generosity starts for an African, food is a big part of our generosity story.
That's very true, Jackie, because there's a saying in Luganda that olugende njala terudda. They always, especially when you are getting to somebody's house for the first time, if they haven't cooked food, at least they give you some water to drink.
Yes.
Because the belief is that the one who goes away hungry will never come back.
Yes. So it's important to feed the body.
Yes.
Because in so doing, you're feeding the soul, actually. Yes. So tell us about Purple Bench. I know that indeed, as you were saying, one of the platforms that you are very passionate about is epilepsy. And not many people know about it. Those who know, we're just like, what is this? We're scared, we run. So tell us, walk us through that journey and what led you to form the Purple Bench Initiative.
Okay, so I am a person who is living with epilepsy, and it's the basis for creating the organization. I've had epilepsy since I was 3 years old, formally diagnosed at 6. And I lived my life having to see the different challenges that come with living with epilepsy. So there's a lot of stigma and discrimination. And because of that, it creates a barrier for a person's growth. Whether you're talking emotionally, whether you're talking, there is so much restriction in regards to a person being able to attend school. These are some of the things that we really take for granted.
Yes.
Being able to have a job and hold it, because stigma will lead you to be moved away from that particular job, however much you're good at it. You look at things like marriage.
Yes.
People will always say, oh, you can't marry from that family because they have epilepsy. So it's those challenges all together that made me think to myself years after I had gone through, school and everything. And I asked myself the question that if I did have a seizure right now, would people know what to do? And that question was critical because I realized that they wouldn't.
Yes.
And that not only creates fear for yourself who is going through it, but when you think about the younger kids who are in school and everything that you faced and all the words and discrimination, and then you think to yourself, oh my God, people living with epilepsy are a forgotten people.
Yes.
So through the Purple Bench Initiative, what we are doing is making those people who are invisible visible.
Yes.
We're giving them an opportunity and a platform to live meaningful, dignified, and highly impactful lives in their communities.
Wow. Anita, what was it like? What has it been like walking the journey with Nina from the vantage point of a parent, but also supporting the work of Purple Bench?
Well, it has been a challenging situation in a way, because first of all, with all the love we have in the family, we never had any discrimination. Nina has always been another child like all the others.
Yes.
But you see that contrast outside the home, where
Yes.
it was such a hostile life for her. And, we tried to make sure that she gets in comfortable schools. We worked so hard to ensure that. But even then, like whenever she was going back to school, she would cry. And we wonder why she was crying. Because you see, there had never been any enough information about epilepsy and epilepsy care outside the family. So we were like many parents now who don't know what to do with their children or about the situation. It's a very positive thing that right now Nina formed this organization, and more parents and children are getting support from our organization. But as for me, I have always been a development worker. So I just shifted from the focus that I was generally, but now focusing on families that have a person with epilepsy. Yeah, being very specific now
Yes.
in my development communication strategies.
Yeah. And I think what is coming to me is that that's the power of generosity, to shine a light on people, on issues that are forgotten.
Totally.
And sometimes it can be a lonely journey, because nobody said generosity is come one, come all. It is in some respects, and in others it can be a very lonely journey. So what has it been like to bring others into this journey of the Purple Bench?
Well, it has been a godsend to us as we work in the rural with rural communities. They first of all, they embraced us because we were talking the language that they understand. We were living with them and sharing. And there's a lot of power in our personal story. Nina told her story, and they couldn't believe it. But you don't look like.
Yes, I
And then
wonder.
yeah,
Yes,
she would ask them, but how is a person with epilepsy supposed to look like?
yes.
So yeah, she first of all changed around the picture of a person with epilepsy, that they can be a normal person if you adhere to your medication and you give yourself enough rest like you should, and so on. So the communities with people with epilepsy have really come on board. They are awesome givers. You can't believe it. They give, and they give. First of all, ours is like a community organization because all the parents who have people with epilepsy, and then even those who have epilepsy, always look for the others who have the condition. They support each other. They give food. They give their time. Like they say that you people don't belong here, but you've given us all your time, your everything. And they are also giving back in the same way. Yes. So we have a whole community of givers.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. From your point of view, Nina, what have you seen in terms of generosity?
In terms of generosity, really, when we start to focus, and thank God you've actually given us the opportunity to see generosity from a different vantage point, you start to see just how much people have given as a result of you giving. So many of the communities in which we work, we have, we can go there for, let's say, an epilepsy day. Because of the work we're doing and the level of stigma, there really hasn't been a lot of resources to get the work we want done. If anything, if we had more, would even have more impact.
Yes.
But when we get into the community and say, oh my God, you guys, epilepsy day is coming up, there's, we don't have much, the people within the community themselves will say, oh, we are going to, each member here is going to bring a bunch of matoke. We'll be able to feed our guests who come from wherever. One thing after another. And one of the things that I enjoy the most is actually being there and seeing these different individuals who are living with epilepsy arriving with the different things that they're giving. And the pride with which they come, knowing that these pineapples came from their garden. And they are a person with epilepsy who is being looked at as an individual who is useful to society.
Yes.
So for me, that's what it has been.
Yeah, and to your point, Nina, then generosity should dignify. I think the kind of generosity that strips one of their dignity, that shames them, is you would wonder, is that really generosity? And so I think what we're also trying to do, even in telling these stories and talking about this giving, is we must also make sure that our giving is done in a way that honors people's journey, that uplifts their dignity. Because what I keep also telling people outside of here is that our giving is circular. It is not top down. Because I'm not always in need. Even me in need, I have something that I can give. I have something that I can share. I have something of value that I can contribute to community. So as we end this conversation, what would you say to a person who is out there working on an issue that is hard, that is forgotten, that is not seen? What word of encouragement could you share with such a person, with such a community?
I think the first thing that I would say is, whatever the case is, you're never alone. There will always be people. All you have to do is seek them out. But also that for everything that you do, even when you're the one who is seeking, lead with kindness. Let kindness be the path that you walk to amazing destinations.
Okay. Thank you, Nina. And Anita, to end it for us?
Well, what I would say is my word of encouragement is that small steps get you there. Even just talking to somebody, people with epilepsy especially are very sad inside. They are very withdrawn. They are very sad. That smile or that hello to that person is a start. and then they will
Yes.
open up and
Yes.
you walk the journey together.
Yes, yes, yes.
As Nina says, always remember you are not alone.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you for the
you,
work that you do, unseen and yet so extremely important. Our guests, thank you for listening to us. And I'm sure you can find out information about the Purple Bench if you have been moved by the story and want to give to that effort. You can find information about them online. Do you want to give us, like, where do they find you? How do they find you? What do they
It's
do?
basically the Purple Bench Initiative everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. And welcome to the Gathering of Givers. Thank you for being here with us today and for all that you do.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Jackie.
You're welcome. You're welcome.